Okay, guys, I'm really excited. So Stevie and Paige onboarded. Wait, y'all told me June 15th, right? No, June 15th, because y'all are thinking about doing a big launch. Y'all went to beat July 4th. So they did they onboarded June 15th, and y'all, we're in September, and they cruise. Sorry about the baby. They cruise qualified in both July and August, and they are doing mostly in-home stuff. So that's why I wanted to bring them in and just kind of talk to them. I think a lot of people in When the Rubber Hits the Road joined thinking, hey, I'm going to do a ton of online stuff. And now what we're seeing is more and more consultants joining, and then online kind of just expecting people to just like flock to them for sales with online stuff. And we're learning you really do have to build your business, like your local business. So I'm excited to hear from Stevie and Paige. They can tell us all their numbers and sales, and they're just going to tell us how they did everything. When they started out, they had, I think, 18 pop-ups already booked before they even onboarded. They're going to share their role at a pop-up, the host role at a pop-up, vendor events, everything that we want to know. The baby just pooped again. Everything that they want to know. And I'm going to pass it over to them and go change the diaper. All right, so here's Stevie and Paige. Thanks, guys.
Hey everyone. Yeah, so as Marty said, we onboarded June 15th, but we want to go back to when we turned in our paperwork. We turned in our paperwork March 29th, and the reason why that's significant is because we spent a lot of our time in the queue preparing for our business. So we did a whole video on setting up for success. You can check that out, but just a real quick, during that time, we knew that our perspective on selling was going to be a lot of in-home pop-ups because we are in Greensboro, North Carolina, and majority of our friends and family, sorry, both of our boys are awake. One's eating and the other one's playing. But we knew that they were going to need to be in-home pop-ups because they'd never even heard of LuLaRoe, tried it on, and as we all know, the sizes are a little different. So our perspective going into it from the get-go was we're going to do in-home. So we spent our time in the queue preparing for that.
Yeah, and like Stevie said, we're best friends, we're a team, and we do have our boys with us. And our whole purpose of selling LuLaRoe is so that we could stay home with our boys. And Stevie's expecting her second boy, we found out yesterday. So, yeah, we went into this wanting to stay at home with our boys. That's why we started selling LuLaRoe. And we also knew, okay, people in this area need to see the clothes in person. They're not at that point where they're really wanting to buy online because they need to try it out and feel the clothes themselves. And one of the boys is getting into glass. So, yeah. So these are some things that we did while we were in the queue to kind of get those 19 pop-ups booked before we even got our clothes. We went ahead and ordered our business cards first thing and started handing those out pretty much anywhere we went. I handed some out at the grocery store. Stevie handed them out at the Japanese restaurant. Just we wanted to get our name out there. And if we saw someone wearing LuLaRoe, which happened like every once in a while, we definitely wanted to talk to them and see, if they wanted to do a pop-up with us or how they found out about LuLaRoe. Just really filling out the Greensboro area.
Yeah. And when we would give them our business card, we would say, hey, well, most of the time it was because these women knew about LuLaRoe and they needed to find they moved and they needed to find a consultant around here, or they were buying online and they hadn't been able to try all the styles on and wanted to come try them on. So we would give them our business card and say, yeah, we're going to sell 14 styles. Please come check us out. And if you want to earn free clothes, consider doing a pop-up. Like, we're starting to book those. And this was stuff that we did before we even onboarded. And I know that that's like a gray area for people from the home office. They don't suggest you to book any in-home pop-ups until you get your inventory. But we just wanted to hit our business hard from the get-go, so we went ahead and did it. And we planned a month out. So if you kind of can estimate when you're going to get it, then maybe don't start booking those until a month later would be a big suggestion. You okay? But yeah, so that's kind of how we did it. And So we passed out our business cards and we started booking pop-ups immediately. Another thing that helped us was Margie, our sponsor, she did an in-home pop-up for us because she's local to us. And all of our friends and family who obviously have never heard of LuLaRoe came to it and they booked with us. So get your sponsor to maybe do an in-home pop-up with you and you could get future pop-ups with your people. Your sponsor benefits because they sell inventory, but then you benefit because it gets your business started. So those are ways that I think helped us from the get-go to get LuLaRoe name out there, to get our name out there, and get pop-ups set up. And so another thing we did while we were in the queue, besides passing out our business cards, was we knew we were going to do a lot of in-home pop-ups. So we created stuff like left and right just specifically for in-home pop-ups. They now offer this on the back office, but we created our size cards. We created on Canva, so it has all the styles that we carry. It has our information down here, and then on the back it has our return policy and wash instructions. And love to shop, you want to host a pop-up boutique. So this is kind of like your business card in a way, but we knew a lot of women were going to be coming to pop-ups and never tried on the clothes. And I know when I went to my first pop-up, I walked away like, wait, what size was I in the Julia? And what size was I in the Amelia? So I couldn't even go and shop online other places because I couldn't remember my sizes. So we created those hoping to help women remember their sizes and to get them to come back and shop on our Facebook page after they had left our in-home pop-up, so to continue our business. So we created that. We created all the graphics that go into our in-home. Like we have a framed, an 8x10 frame that has our return policy on it. We have another frame that says, do you want to host a pop-up? Do you want to earn free clothes? And so we create a raffle thing. We created these little certificates if you sign up for a pop-up, and we'll go over all these things. But we created all this stuff while we were in the queue, knowing, okay, we're going to be doing in-home pop-ups. So if that's something you're starting to try and move your business to, or you know that you're going to have to do in-home pop-ups, start creating those things. It's going to help you. And the nice thing is now the back office offers majority of this stuff. So that's the great feature now. They didn't when we were in the queue. And so we created them all from scratch, and we're welcome. We're more than happy to share them with you if you want them. So just reach out to us and ask. But so that was the big thing that we did while in the queue.
Yeah. Okay. So now we've done all of that. And so now we want to set goals for, okay, how many pop-ups do we want to do a week, monthly? How are we going to reach our goal, which our goal was 12,000, to sell 12,000 in our first month. So for us, what we wanted to do was book 3 to 5 pop-ups a week, in-home pop-ups. And whether that be, a open house, a pop-up at our home or someone else's home, we wanted to get those lined up because we knew if we were doing that many a week, then we would hopefully be hitting our goals. And we're going to go into what we do at the pop-up to try and help that. But 3 to 5 pop-ups a week. We were trying to do like 1 open house a week. Now we're doing numerous open houses a week. We're trying to book open houses anytime we have a pop-up at our home. If someone hosted at our house because they don't want to clean their house, or they don't feel like their house is big enough, then we try and do an open house 2 hours before their pop-up or 2 hours after. We want to maximize our time. If we're going to be selling stuff anyways and have it set out, why not, just do an open house? Yeah.
Yeah, and there was time. So we have in September, our calendar is booked with pop-ups. I mean, we have 5 a week. But then there's, we got October coming up, and we don't have a ton. And we're hoping our September pop-ups, and we're going to talk about this, but we're hoping our September pop-ups will link us to getting our calendar. Oh, I don't care. You can play with that. To getting our calendar full for October. But if it's not full, then what we do at the beginning of the month, yes, our goal is 3 to 5 pop-ups a week, but we know that doesn't happen every time. When we look at our calendar and we see, oh, there's only 1 or 2 pop-ups that week, then we're like, okay, what shopping hours can we do? Can we do an open house? Like, shopping hours is more casual is how we kind of are doing it. So those are times throughout the week that we want people to know we're available, because we were telling people message us, come and shop and message us, but they weren't coming as much or doing that. So we thought, okay, we're going to make shopping hours. You come during these times and shop, and it's starting to work really well. And I think it's going to continue to work, and people will come during this. And we do a variety. And we do that because we're home already with our kids, and the stuff set up in our little row room already. So we're like, well, whatever. But open houses are more formal. We have it out in our house. All of the inventory's out. They come and they shop, and we'll explain all the pre-work that we do for an open house. But I just want you to know that we try to maximize our calendar. When we look at it and we don't have a lot of open houses, then we're like, or in homes, then we do open houses or shopping hours. So I think those are ways that is keeping it going.
Hey, I don't know so I want to answer some of these questions like while we're going, but I know y'all might already answer some. But let me ask this. And Chris and I were both wondering, do you offer extra incentives to hostesses if they do the pop-up in your home? Because now you don't have to carry all your clothes. Like, and is it worth it to y'all? Like, do you think I would much rather have this in my home, or is it worth it to go to their home?
Yes. And when we go through, and we'll explain the skill that we give people at in-home pop-ups when they sign up with us. But the first thing, we'll go over that later, but we do give them we give them free leggings. But what we say to them is, hey, like if you're not wanting to have it in your home, we want you to know that we offer our homes. We both live a mile apart, and depending on where the inventory is, depends on where the pop-up will be. But you can come to our home. Now, we've said that, and then we also say, we like caveat it with, okay, but if people aren't going to drive to our house to shop, then we want to have it at your home, because that doesn't benefit us. So there was or them to get free clothes. Because there was one time my aunt, she did a pop-up, and she was like, I'll just have it at y'all's house so you don't have to. And I was like, well, let's talk about that. You live on the other end of Greensboro. Well, people drive over here. And she's like, you're right. So we're like, we want the business, so we'll come to you. But if it works out for them to have it at your house, because they live near here, or they're like, no, people wouldn't mind, or I work near you, then yes, have it at your home. Now, this is what we've learned from that. In the beginning, we were just booking those, and we were giving out a free pair of leggings. But what would happen is Friday night would be out at Susie's house. Saturday was at my house. Sunday's out at Michelle's house. And so then it doesn't benefit you any, because you're packing up your inventory. So we started to realize, okay, when we do our in-home, like at our personal homes, pop-ups, then we need to make sure that they're all three back-to-back at our home. And we finally, like, this is September, we finally got that under control. The first week of September, we were on the road every day for 5 days straight. We had pop-ups out. This week, we have 3 pop-ups back-to-back at my house, and next week. So we're not moving the inventory at all. It stays at my home, and it's going to stay set up, and that allows us to maximize in it and have, like she was saying, our open houses before and after. It's at my home. We know it's going to be set up. We're good. So that kind of, think about that when you do that. Make sure to have that conversation with them, like, will people drive to my house? And make sure when you book it on your calendar that you don't just throw it in there with the other ones. So it sounds like once you book,
then Kristen, I'll get to that question. And Kristen, let me know if I didn't answer, if we didn't answer your question. Do you do more open houses or pop-ups in your home or out of the home? I think that kind of covered it. I totally forgot what I was going to say, but Kristen wants to know, do you take all of your inventory, and while we're on that, how much inventory do y'all have? Do you know how many pieces you have?
Anywhere between 8 to 1,000, but I don't know. We started off with around 800, so we probably have maybe 900 at this point, maybe. We haven't ever counted. We haven't counted it.
We've taken on a little bit of a new line, so probably we're still close to 800. With selling and bringing new stuff in.
Yeah, like it feels like it's constantly we're getting rid of stuff and gaining new. So yeah, but yes, we do take it all. We're not to the point to where we have thousands and thousands of inventory to where we feel like we could hold back at this point. So we do bring it all to the pop-ups. But Yeah, so let us explain real quick how we go through. We're gonna explain in-home pop-ups first, then we're gonna talk about online, and then we'll talk about vendor events. So in-home pop-ups. The very first thing is when somebody books with us, you can.
Yeah. Okay. So someone schedules a pop-up. What do we do? First thing we want to do is we created a hostess packet, and it's like 6 pages long, and it's going to give them everything they need to know about this. It's very, to the point, but wordy, because it has every little thing that they need to know. It says what time we're going to arrive. We're going to arrive an hour early because we need to set up. We're going to give them, there's a whole page about who they need to invite. Like, it'll help them think through people to invite. It has everything like examples of snacks that they could do if they want to have snacks out, no red wine, no Cheeto puffs that, are going to get stuff all over the clothes.
Styles we carry, the sizes, things that they can do as a hostess to help us and to help grow their rewards.
Yeah, so we give them that packet, and we ask them to read through it, let us know if they have any questions. Then we give them flyers that, we say, here's some flyers, let us know how many you need for you to hand out to people and invite them. And then we also set up a Facebook event for them. And so people can invite on so they can invite on Facebook. And then we've learned it's very important to go over with them right then and there the best ways to invite people and get them to come. We say, make sure that you ask people in person or you text. If they say on Facebook they're coming, try and follow up a more personal way, because we found that on Facebook you can easily just click yes and then you forget. So we really want our hosts to have in-person invites, and that really helps, I think, get people out to the pop-up.
Yeah, and these are things that we tell them. So a lot of times that people book a pop-up with us, it's from a pop-up that we've met them at. Mm-hmm. So when we had that conversation, and we'll explain this too, but when we have that conversation with them, we have the packets printed out with us, and we give them a packet. We say, thank you for signing up for a pop-up. Here's the packet. Please read over. And we give them the flyers then. And then we explain about what she was saying about the Facebook event. And we tell them, we will be posting on the Facebook event, bi-weekly or a couple times a week. And then as it gets close, when it gets like 2 weeks out, we're posting every day, different stuff. And we have a list of things that we are posting to that event. We're posting things like, we start off posting our why video that we created, and it's on YouTube. So they know who we are, why we're selling LuLaRoe. We post the styles we carry. We post the video on like, what is an in-home pop-up? Because people are like, what is this? We post unique things about LuLaRoe. We post the different style of clothes. We will feature, as it gets closer, we'll feature seasonal clothes to kind of get people prepared.
Do y'all, it sounds like y'all have that down to a science. Would you be willing to share that list with our team? I think that would be like really helpful. I know even for me, I have like a tiny list, but it sounds like y'all's is extensive and awesome.
Yeah, and we will share. Yeah, definitely. We'll share that. And honestly, it's gotten so easy to where we copy and paste, and we just, as I'm posting for the 5 events that we had that week, I'm posting the same thing. And I just copy and paste it and put it. So, and I can do it while I'm rocking my son to sleep on my phone. It's that easy.
That's what we all need. We all need those systems and structures. And if you'd be willing to send that to our team, like that would automatically get all of us in that system. It'll be super easy. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we definitely will. And I will say, so they change depending on the season. So like right now, we are targeting Cassie skirts, Amelia dresses, Randy's, the Lindsay's because of fall. So as it gets close to the time of the pop-up, we're featuring that a day, and we're giving them different ways that they can wear it. And we've noticed that this actually helps us at the in-home pop-up, because there's times that you get really busy and somebody's looking at a Cassie skirt and you don't have the opportunity to tell them that you can wear a Cassie skirt as a scarf. But if they saw the post that we made earlier that week, then they're golden in knowing that they can wear it as a scarf, and we don't have to like stress about, oh, we got to share everything with them.
People want to know, Catherine wants to know, she says, not to be rude, but do your hostesses actually read all that? So the packet, people want your packet.
Yes. I'm so glad you brought that up, because we have some that do, and you can tell because they'll bring up comments like, I cleaned after our dog, like, so there's no hair on the clothes, or we don't have red wine, like, so then you know they read it. But then there's people who you can tell didn't because they offer red wine. So it's in those situations that we have learned over time to reference it or to make sure to follow up with them and say things from it. And we have a system, so, you know, after we create the Facebook event, and we tell them about inviting, and we tell them how important it is to invite everybody, pass out. We give them ideas. Like, in the moment we're talking to them, we'll give them ideas like, pass out flyers to your neighbors, pass out flyers at your church, you know, put it up at work somewhere, you know. Give them some.
How many flyers do you give them?
As many as they want. We'll say, how many do you want? And we can always email it to them.
What if they're like 10? Are you like, no, like, that's not enough?
Yeah, we could say that, but a lot of people a lot of people will say they reference like the Facebook event. We got a flyer. We can show what it looks like. It's in the top drawer. They reference the Facebook event, but we also tell them you need to text people, because y'all know how we are. This is what the flyers look at. We keep them blank, so they have to fill it in. Kind of makes it easier on you. We were filling these out and emailing them to them, but then people weren't printing them, and it just became, so now we just have a bunch of blank ones that we keep with us at all times, and they just fill them in. But yeah, so, you know, so back to your question about they don't read the packet. You're correct. That does happen. And we make sure it's about 2 weeks out of the pop-up that one of us will email, text, or call the hostess, and we have this long email that or text, whatever we're sending it through, that says, you know, you can go over that part.
Yeah, we pretty much just want to follow up with them to make sure they did read it, and that's when we say, we see you have this many people come into your event based off Facebook. Do you have any other people come in who said they were coming who weren't on the Facebook event? And that kind of handles the question of, all right, have you been really invited, like the packet said? And then we go over, is there any way that we can help you? We go over, we're going to arrive an hour early, mainly all the highlighted stuff that we want to make sure that they really do, like make sure that you have a room cleared for us to bring the racks. And everyone has followed up with us from that email most times. If say they didn't follow up, well, then we'd probably call them. So definitely the 2 weeks before the event, you want to do whatever you can to make sure that they understand the important stuff to packet. If they don't respond to the email, text them. If they don't respond to the text, call them. Just make sure that they get those important things done, and you know how many people you're expecting to come. Because if it's looking like it's not a lot of people and it's at your home, then what we have done is we'll say, can we open up your pop-up to be an open house as well? And they normally are happy about it, because they're worried no one's going to show up for their pop-up. So they're like, yeah, can you please do an open house too?
Yeah. The purpose of that email, the first time you contact them, is to basically find out how the inviting's going. Yeah. And we kind of put it off on them, like, we want this to go well for you, so you're getting free clothes. So we want to make sure you have as many people there as possible. We also ask them, like, what types of people are coming, so we can make sure we have that style, those sizes in our inventory. Like, you know, what sizes are the majority coming? Like, if they're going to be tall, curvy people, we try to make sure we have a lot of tall, curvy leggings. If they're one size, you know, so, and you can only help that but so much. Like, right now with the backup of getting inventory in, it's been a little harder. But, you know, you've asked the question, and you've showed that you've tried to get that inventory there. And we've had it happen, just so in case this happens to you, where we ordered specific inventory for this one party because she had a lot of larger women, and she said, I want like the 3XL sizes. So we ordered that. It didn't show in time. And so what we told her is that we will do a separate, we'll take pictures of all the inventory when it comes, and we will make that your event, and you can still get rewards from it. So still try to think creatively on how you can still help your hostess out and also show love to the people coming to shop. But yeah, so get in touch with them, and then about 1 week out is when you want to, again, remind them that you're coming. Let them know how many racks you're bringing. For us, we bring 5 racks. One's a double. And we say we're bringing 5 racks. We have a checkout station. We have a mirror if you need us to bring a full-length mirror. And we're going to arrive an hour before the party, the pop-up. So and something that we're going to start doing in that time, or that email, and whenever we contact them, is say, hey, can you please be prepared to help us unload? Because we've noticed that that's been something that we haven't gotten a ton of help, which is, I think, because we're not asking for it. So we're going to start now asking for the help, like, hey, be prepared. If the pop-up's at 4, we're going to get there at 3. We would really like your help in unloading to kind of expedite the process. I think it'll help. And I don't think that they'll be offended by it. I think they just need to know that you want the help. A lot of times it's during that time that they're getting their snacks together or something, but maybe they can get that done before.
Someone asked if we have any, if there hasn't been enough room when we arrive. We try, and that's one of the things that we talk about before we get there. We do make sure they have enough room. What you said, we're going to tell them we have 5 racks, and we haven't had an issue yet because we kind of try to work that out before it happens.
Yeah, and if that is a situation, they have a small place, and that's also when you offer your home. But so then the day of, we contact them that morning and we say, hey, we're excited about this afternoon, your pop-up. Again, we're arriving at this time. Be prepared. And when we get there, well, the first thing we do is we only take in our laptops and our checkout bag. So it's still an efficient trip walking in, but we're not taking everything in. And that's when we kind of scope the place out. We debated on, when we first started our business, we were doing where we would go to the hostess's house the day before. But when you have 5 pop-ups and you're trying to go to hostess's house the day before and you got 2 kids, it doesn't work. But if you're not doing a bunch of pop-ups, that might be something you might want to do. But I'm a control freak. So when I didn't know what I was going into, it kind of stressed me out. But now I'm kind of like, you know what, we'll make do. We'll figure it out. When we get there, we look around the house and we figure out where can we put our racks. Some places you can put them all in one room, the living room. Some places you're going to have to put certain styles in one room and certain styles in another. And that's going great. Now, a couple things to keep in mind is you want to keep it away from the food, obviously. So we try to keep, even our checkout stuff, we try to keep it away from the food as far as we can. And you want to have your mirror set up out in the middle with where the clothes are. That is something that we learned from Margie, actually. But people will try on stuff, and then they'll come out there, and then everybody sees it. They want to see themselves in the mirror, and then you can comment. Yeah, you can say how great they look, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, I need to try that dress on. I didn't, think about that looking good on me, but it looks so good on her." And then when she hears how beautiful she looks in it, she's probably going to buy it. So keep those things in mind.
Yeah, another thing, I don't know if we mentioned it, for the host, they get 50% off one item if they model 5 outfits during their pop-up. So you're going to have your host walking out there at least 5 times because they want that 50% off with 5 different outfits. And so you know that at least one person's going to be doing that. It's going to be the host. And then usually once the host does it, everyone else gets excited about it.
Yeah. And remind your hostess of that. We've had it happen where a hostess doesn't do it the whole time, and we're like, do you not want 50% off? And then we realize, well, we need to remind them. So we started to do that at the beginning. When we walk in, don't forget, try on clothes. And then you can figure out if you like it, and then you're also selling it.
Yeah.
So while we are there, so something that we've learned in setting up, it depends on the location, and you'll figure out your own system. But like we've had some houses where they don't have steps, so we put all the clothes on the racks at our car, and then we roll them in, and it's easy. We're not having to carry anything. We've had some houses where they have steps, obviously, so we're carrying. We go put the racks up, and then we're carrying the clothes in. So you'll figure out your system, but one thing that we just recently realized that we're going to change is we have size dividers that we're putting up in between each size, and that's a lot. You've got 5 sizes and 14 styles. That ends up being a lot of cards and a lot of making sure. So we're going to buy those markers, those little things that go on the hangers. That might be something to consider. And I think that in the rock stars, there's a link to one that looks really good that we're going to buy. So definitely that'll help make your setting up more efficient. And we won't have to put the size dividers up. They're already going to be there. We just got to put the styles cards up.
Yeah. So then, okay, now the pop-up started and people are starting to walk in and you have everything set up. What do you do then? First thing that we do when someone walks in after, we meet them and they talk to the host, we say, is this your first time trying LuLaRoe? We want to get a feel of, do they know these clothes? And sometimes you have someone walk in and they're wearing LuLaRoe. So off the bat, all right, they know what this is all about. And then sometimes you don't. And we fill them out. And then if they're not familiar, then we say, all right, let me just show you where the different styles are at. And kind of give them like a little overview of where stuff is set up so that they then feel like, okay, they're not overwhelmed by all these clothes in the living room. They actually know, oh, those are shirts right there, and those are dresses. So give them like a little feel of where everything's at. And sometimes we have people come in and they know what they're doing and they just want to kind of be in and out and they're familiar with LuLaRoe, and we kind of feel that from them, so we don't give them the whole rundown. We watch them as they shop, and if they need help, we kind of ask, but just fill out your people while they're there. And then I know there's lots of scenarios that y'all are probably wondering about. The scenario of the person who comes and just sits there and doesn't try anything on. What do you do about them? We've learned, make sure you know your inventory well, is one thing, because you might see someone grab a shirt and first thing you need to be thinking about is, all right, what matches that shirt? Do I have a skirt that matches? Do I have leggings that match? You want to find things and watch people and help give them more things to try on. The person who's just sitting there and doesn't want to try anything on, well, you just kind of eyeball them, think about what might look good on them, and you go pick it out and you just walk over to them. And it's kind of scary at first. I naturally don't like to do those things, but the worst thing that they could say is no, or try it on and they don't like it. That's the worst thing, and it's really not that big of a deal. It happened to me one time. Girl tried it on and then she just said, I'll just wait. But that was the worst thing. And
we've learned with those situations. So in the beginning, we were more shy. We were like, okay, we didn't say a whole lot. And we realized we're taking 4 hours away from our sons and husbands. Like, we really need to make this worth our while. So now we've gotten more where we don't care. We're here to sell clothes, and we're going to throw it at you, and you're going to try it on, and we're going to compliment, or we're going to say, now let's try this on, or we want them walking out feeling beautiful, and we want everybody there to try something on and to experience LuLaRoe. So you might have to get past that point of feeling like, oh, how are they going to feel? And another thing that we went through about that, how do people feel, is posting all the time on the Facebook events. That was something we heard a comment like, that gets on my nerves, they're posting a lot. Well, it's just, we had to realize, it's just a notification. If they don't want to see the post, they don't have to. It's just a notification on their Facebook feed. So we've got to do our job, because we've learned in the long run, we have more people RSVP after they see our posts frequently. They're like, okay, I need to commit to this event or not commit. So look past that, those two things of how people are going to perceive you or things like that. Like, you're here to sell and make money. So
you're a businesswoman now.
Right. So
hey, speaking of like kind of watching what people, I had a lady over and she was watch what people are like eyeballing. Like they pause on the rack and they're looking at it, and she went right past it. That was a Nicole. She went and got an Amelia. And I have noticed like kind of different body types that preferred Nicole over Amelia, or Amelia over Nicole. She did not like the Amelia on her body. And I was like, hold on, I know just what to get you. And I went and got the Nicole that she was just eyeing. And she was like, I was looking at this one. I'm like, I didn't tell her. I'm like, awesome. I got to tell her, like, I know you're looking at it. But yeah, just watch your customers. Okay, sorry guys. Keep going.
And A positive note about watching your customers and throwing clothes at them is just this past Sunday, Paige, like, it was this lady came at the very end. It was a decent pop-up, but this lady came at the very end. She's throwing a ton of clothes at this woman. And I'm sitting there like, oh, gosh, I really hope she, like, buys something. Because we've had it where they try on a bunch and they don't buy anything. And we're like, really? But she literally bought $400 worth. So, and she scheduled a pop-up with us. So, there's the flip side of, okay, you could throw a bunch of clothes at them and get $400 worth in one sale. So think about that when you're starting to throw things and you get nervous, like, oh my gosh, how are they going to respond?
And it might be 1 in every 5 people, but you don't know who that one person is.
Yeah, so it's worth it.
Yeah.
So the things that we realized during the sale or during the pop-up is the mirror needs to be out there so people can comment and kind of help encourage others to try things on. You need to constantly upsell people. Have you tried this, Lindsay, with that Nicole? Like, that would be great with, the fall. Have you tried this top with the leggings? It matches it.
Because they may have missed it when they were looking for the rack. And we have a lot of people who go, oh, I didn't know you had that. So,
yeah. And then the last thing is we with the size cards, we try to encourage them to try 5 different styles on that they had not tried on before. And if they do, and they show us the size card, then they get $5 off their purchase. So that's another way to kind of help get them trying on things.
And then the other thing was that we wanted to say was the checkout. When you're starting to check people out and there's a line accumulated, this is what we do to help kind of relieve that pressure. Is we have a raffle.
It looks like this. I'm going to cover up the person's information, but it's on the back office. It's let's stay in touch.
So when you see people, you're checking out someone and you see everyone standing there, you say, there might be 1 or 2 people who are also ready, say, oh, we're doing a raffle. You could win $10, a little cash, or whatever it is that you want to do. Fill it out. Well, that's going to take them, a minute or 2. And then we also have we have like little things setting out at checkout for them to read and look. We have a product book. So people are keeping busy during checkout and they're not just standing there staring at you waiting to get the person who's right there. So try and set up your checkout area to keep people busy and
and the raffle is twofold. It is one, they have the opportunity to win something, but we then take that information and that day we go and we add them to our Facebook event or our Facebook group. So if they're not already members there, then we're building shoppers. And then we also use that. A lot of times people will check on there. They want to host a helper or they're interested in becoming a consultant. Then we follow up with them. Mm-hmm. So the raffle ends up working out for you in multiple ways. At the very end of the checkout, and just so you know, so yes, we are a team, but we normally have one person doing checkout and the other person's kind of out in the crowd helping them shop. So if you're by yourself, maybe consider hiring somebody just for pop-ups to go with you to kind of fill out the crowd and upsell people. But so at the very end of checkout, we tell them about our Facebook page and that we do our Facebook sale every Monday and Tuesday. So check out for new inventory there weekly. And then we ask them, do you want to earn free clothes? And if they say yes, we have check out this, 8x10 frame, and it has all the information about what it is to be a hostess, the rewards they get. Check that out, and then look at our calendar. And we have it highlighted the dates that we're available. So that kind of makes it easy. So if you're busy, if you got something else that you need to check out, they're looking at it, and you can check out the next person. If you're not busy, then you can have a follow-up conversation, or you could say, okay, well, when would you like to do it? We are booking for October, November, December. We're normally do pop-ups Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. These are the ones that we have available. It's a 2-hour window shopping, but then we arrive an hour early and an hour later. So, it ends up being a 4-hour night. What do you want to do? And if they're like, oh, I don't know, you can the conversation goes from there. And you're kind of like, if they're like, my house, I don't know, then if they say their house is too small, or if they're even iffy, you could say, well, we can do our house. And so then if they say yes, and obviously, like we said earlier, you want to handpick that date then. You want to offer them the ones that are near the other in-home at our personal houses pop-ups. But if they're willing to do it at their home, that kind of leaves it open.
Yeah, another thing I've noticed, Stevie say, is when people go to checkout and they are trying to, decide between some things, they're like, I can't really get all this right now. Stevie says, well, if you host a pop-up, then you could probably get all of that for free, or you could,
Yeah, and that's another way to say it. Like when they're checking out and they don't even say something, just say, did you know you could get all these clothes for free if you host a pop-up? Like that's something to consider. Like after they've already purchased it, say that, so they don't say, oh, well, let me put it back. But definitely like get them to purchase and then say, that's something to consider doing. It's really easy. It's just fun. We show up. There's no presentation. So, yeah.
Oh my goodness, sorry, I got a crying baby. I keep losing my train of thought. Oh, y'all are talking about, so y'all are a team, which is awesome. Like y'all just, one person's doing checkout, one's doing the clothes in the crowd. But for those of us who are not a team, y'all are talking about hiring help. Y'all, people, your friends who love LuLaRoe or your family, they will love a pop-up. Just say, I had someone come to a vendor event and just said, well, one of my friends come to this event with me and I'll give you a free dress. Of course they want to come. Sorry, I crying baby. But yeah, just give people free clothes to come hang out with you. And if they know LuLaRoe, they can help out. Sorry.
And Margie's so true, because we did a vendor event and both of our families were in town. And both of our families were in town, and so they came to the vendor event with us. Her mom and my mother-in-law stood back there with us helping, and they loved it. And my mother-in-law was even like, I'll help you do this. This is so much fun, So they really do want to help, and they enjoy it. And women love sharing, like, their passions with other people. So if it's clothes, obviously, it makes it easy. So you get them to book with you. That's when we go back to the top of what we were saying. That's when you give them the packet. That's when you give them the spill about, make sure you invite. And when you invite everybody, things like that. So that's when that starts all over. You create the Facebook event to tell people about it, and so they can start inviting. And then that night, when we leave the pop-up, that night we are posting on the Facebook event saying, thank you all so much for coming out. We thoroughly enjoyed it. We're thanking the host, for, having us and for being such a great host. We're announcing who the winner is for the raffle. If anybody books pop-ups, be watching out for these future pop-ups. And then we're telling them about our Facebook event, our Facebook page. Don't forget to check out our Facebook group. You can shop there every Monday and Tuesday.
And now another thing that we're doing with the shipping process right now is we're going ahead and seeing, okay, what do we need to put on our list to order? Because now we're trying to order several times a week to make sure we have enough inventory rolling in. So that's another thing to do after your pop-up.
Yes. Something that I forgot to tell you that we've started adding is when we were talking to the hostess prior to the event, is one thing we started to tell them is, hey, like our goal, and we just started this in September, hey, our goal in September is to book 2 pop-ups at every pop-up. Can you be thinking of people who would be interested in hosting a pop-up and, introduce us to them at the pop-up? So your hostess know these people the best. So that's definitely something to try to do. Mm-hmm. And to kind of get some pre-workout.
Yeah.
Okay, do y'all offer at checkout when you're trying to book pop-ups, do y'all give some kind of incentive?
Yeah. Yes, sorry, we forgot to say that. So that's another thing. We have a bowl full, like it's sitting near the 8x10. It says, want to earn free clothes, and it's got little things they can draw from. But that's another way to kind of get people to sign up right then. Hey, like I know you said you're interested and you're just wanting to wait, but if you sign up today, you get an extra incentive, and your host who's hosting this pop-up gets that same incentive at your pop-up. And those are things like free pair of leggings, 50% off an item.
Buy one, get one free, 20% off your entire order. And that just gives them a sense of urgency, like, oh, wait, maybe I want to do this today then. And it actually happens a lot where when you say that, then they kind of get serious and start looking at their calendar.
I've seen fun ways to do that too. So I think y'all do the colorful envelopes still? Or
no, we did those on it, but now it's just draw from a bowl.
Okay, no, that's fine. I heard of someone doing pop-in balloons. Like you put the incentive in a balloon. How fun is it? Like they're checking out, you pop a balloon. everyone's wondering like what that sound was, and you can like celebrate she booked a pop-up, you know. You don't have to on a balloon.
And those are things that maybe people those are things people should do, like if you're having a hard time booking.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten there yet, and I think, you know, that's obviously the Lord's sovereignty in our business, but we haven't gotten there where we're struggling to book pop-ups. So, but when we do, those are ideas that we definitely will want to start doing to kind of make booking a pop-up more exciting than just getting free clothes. So yeah, that's all about in-home pop-ups. Is there? We're still going to talk about online and vendor events and open houses. Is there any questions about that real quick before we move on to the others? And the others are really fast.
So y'all can type in your questions if you have any. There are a few like notes, or I took down, like I'm taking down like a lot of notes. But okay, y'all were talking a long time ago when you first started. You were talking about how having your sponsor come do a pop-up for you to get all your friends to see the clothes, and then you can book pop-ups with them. Some consultants, before they will sponsor you, or like they make it a requirement. If I'm gonna sponsor you, you have to let me host. And it's not like a mean like I'm going to use you, like I need you to host me a pop-up. It's like I want you to experience, this is going to jumpstart your business, which is good. And I want you to experience what it's like to be a hostess so that when you're on the other side of things, you have a little bit more like empathy and understanding of what needs to be done. I also noticed y'all said before you onboarded, start creating now. Don't wait until you start doing more. Oh, all of your things that you got ready for your pop-ups, you started doing that like before you had those pop-ups. And I think that's like, Kendra always talks about like the cart before the horse. And I don't know exact analogy, but you know, you think it's supposed to be one thing before the other. You think it's supposed to be, let me start booking these pop-ups. Then I'm going to start making those, printing off the invites or doing all those fun things. It's like, get that set up and get your business ready so that you can start doing that, start doing the pop-ups.
Because I will say we were emailing out the hostess packets and the flyers after people, and then we were forgetting like who did we email it to, who did we not, and we even had like a system where we check it off, but it still was becoming like I don't know. So that's why having that stuff at the pop-ups, giving it to them, then one, it shows that you're excited they're hosting a pop-up and you're prepared for them, you know, and then two, like it's also getting the work done for you in that moment.
Yeah. Yeah, and if they are far away, Catherine's talking about, I sponsored Catherine, and she hosted a pop-up for me online, and it was awesome. I mean, she was an awesome hostess, but you can also do it if your directs are not local. You can always be doing it that way. And I thought it was cool. So get your stuff ready before you, for those of us who have been focused more online and we're trying to go to more in-home, go ahead and get your in-home business looking good, your in-home pop-ups looking good, and then start working that business. Don't wait to work the business to then like try to enhance it. And also y'all said you pre-order. I thought that was genius. Talk to your host about like the sizes of people and go ahead and pre-order. Take the chance that you might order too many tall and curvy leggings, or you might have too many 3XL Amelias, and everything's going to eventually sell. So just go ahead and order it and get her people happy and wanting to come back for more. I thought that was great. Anyone have questions?
Yeah. Make sure when you do that though that you make it clear, because we've had some like gray areas with that, like where people are like, I thought you asked me what I wanted and I didn't get that.
Like specific black leggings.
Right.
You can help the color that comes in.
Right. So maybe when you ask that, and that's something we're learning, and you'll learn these things too, but trying to help you before you have the instances we have had. But you know, maybe say, now remember, we can't order patterns or colors, like even black leggings, unfortunately. We will try our best. But, you know, just curious, what are your people interested in and what are their sizes?
That's good. All right, I'm interested to hear the rest. If no, I don't think guess any questions.
What do you want us to move to next? Online, open house, or the vendors?
Tell us about, can you briefly tell us about I gave y'all a lot to talk about, and we're running out of time. I think a lot of us, vendor events, I mean, I'm interested in all of them. I think we're all interested in all of them. But can you give us like your top highlights for those?
Yes.
Open houses.
The online. So I definitely recommend as a sponsor to have the sponsor to do an online sale on your Facebook group, like Margie did for Kathleen, and we've done it with one of ours. You might not have great sales, but you're teaching that person, their new people, on how an online sale works. And so I definitely suggest that. So we do that when we do online pop-ups. We're going to be honest with you, they haven't been the greatest for us. And I think it's because of the people that like we said, we've got to focus on in-home right now. They still don't know their sizes. They're still not 100% confident in ordering offline. But when people ask, can I do it online? We have that conversation with them, and we say, okay, I just want to make sure that the people that you're going to invite are going to buy, because this will be a dud for you and a dud for us. Like, so we want you to make the most that you can. And if they're like, well, I don't know, they don't really know their sizes, okay, then we need to do an in-home. And if it needs to be at our house, that's fine. But if they're like, no, I still want to do an online, okay, well, we'll do it. And they're easy on your end, because a lot of times for us, we've started to only book those on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and we already have our inventory uploaded on Monday and Tuesdays. So it kind of makes it easy for Wednesday and Thursday to just keep it there for their online pop-up. But we do the same things that we do with the Facebook, with the in-home. We create the Facebook event. We have a video that says what an online pop-up looks like, so it's different than obviously what an in-home pop-up looks like. So that's the only different video. Everything else is the same. We might post some of those fun graphics that say, like, you get to shop from the comfort of your couch, things like that. But we'll share all that list with you later of what we post. But obviously the hostess can't try on clothes online, so we encourage them, and we have this conversation with them, but we encourage them to post pictures of them wearing this stuff. We encourage them to be active the night of. We encourage them to be active the night of like, say, like, try this dress out, Jill, I know you love the Amelia, this looks like it's your size, like, have you seen this? We tell them to, like, kind of promote people and say, look at this, try this out, encourage them. And then onlines have been still okay for us, because our personal shoppers still come and shop online when we have online pop-ups. So we've made sure at the checkout form that it says, did a hostess invite you? Because you're going to have some people who are your normal shoppers, and obviously that hostess shouldn't get their rewards because they don't know them. But if they're, new because of Brittany inviting them, but then Brittany needs to get that incentive.
Yeah. So. Okay. I'll say a few things briefly about vendor.
Can I ask real fast?
Yeah.
Kristen was saying, so y'all keep your inventory up for days at a time online? Like you do your normal, and then you have a hosted online event just the next day or something, you keep it all up?
Yeah, if we have an in-home pop-up, then we take it down because we don't want double inventory selling. But we have our VIP sale Monday and Tuesday. So if we have an online pop-up Wednesday, well, then we're going to keep it up Wednesday, same Thursday. So we'll just keep it up if it's like that. And
if we get new inventory, so this week we got brand new inventory in yesterday. We had an online pop-up last night. Instead of doing a Facebook Live like we would normally do, we took pictures of it and posted it just like that person. We want that person, the hostess, to get the same type of benefits that an in-home would get. If we had an in-home, we wouldn't be posting those to Facebook or doing a Facebook Live that night. We would be taking it to that in-home. So, those are things that you might have to do. So that we do. And we make sure to, at that one is when we do a party check-in, and we'll say, who's here for, Brittany's online pop-up, and what are you looking for? And those that'll be like the raffle in a way. That's their check-in, and then we get to say, we'll draw from that, and that person will win a free Randy or something. So that's kind of like how we get things excited for our online pop-ups, and to make sure people are there to shop. But there was one other thing that I was going to say. We asked the host to comment on things that she thinks people might like. Yeah, I said that. I can't remember. I can't remember what it was, but those are things that we try to do as far as online pop-ups go. Oh my goodness, I can't remember what it was, but Sorry, I don't know. But yeah.
Okay. Are we good on the online part? Okay. Vendor events. We've done a few of these, and the main things are, one, us going into a vendor event, our main goal is to get our name out there and LuLaRoe out there. If we make sales while we're doing that, great. But we want to be handing out business cards. We want people to know about LuLaRoe if they've never heard of it. And when you go to a vendor event, another important thing is find out how much space you have. If you can bring all of your clothes, depending on how many pieces you have, we have around 800 pieces. We're going to bring all 800 pieces. If we don't have a lot of room, like if you're going to, this isn't a vendor event, but like if you're going to like a bank or a hair salon or like some random places like that, and they don't have enough room, well then maybe just bring your top sellers and then get those people into your home, to your open house, to try on the other styles that you have. But yeah, so vendor events are great for getting your name out there. And then if you make a sale, that's just another positive.
That was what I was thinking with the online. So with the online sales, we do them on our Facebook group. So some people create a whole different group, but to us that benefits the purpose of an online. Like the purpose for us with an online Facebook pop-up is to get them to come to join our Facebook group. So that's the whole purpose. So that's why we keep it on our own personal Facebook group. So yeah. Last thing is going to be open houses. We've kind of touched on that a little bit, but again, if we don't have anything on a Sunday afternoon and we're still wanting to meet, we're still far from our goal, or we still want to, sell a lot, then we'll do an open house. Or if we have an in-home pop-up at our personal houses, we might do an open house before it or after it, depending on the time. So maximize your calendar with open houses. We create a Facebook event for it and invite everybody that are our personal shoppers that are local to Greensboro. We also, and in that one, we put our address. We've gone back and forth on if we want to put our address on like our Facebook page, and we haven't felt comfortable doing that yet since we both stay home. We have little ones and we have a lot of inventory. We don't want, the creepers out there to know that. So that's one thing to kind of think about. The open house is going to be more formal. That's when it's all of our inventory is out of our LuLaRoe room. They're actually in the house, set up just like an in-home pop-up. We have a checkout station done, everything. We have, do you want to book a pop-up? All of that stuff. It looks like you're coming to an in-home pop-up, but you're coming to our houses. Shopping hours for us is, if you want to stop by, it's going to be in the LuLaRoe room. So the clothes are in the LuLaRoe room. My checkout is just at my desk. Yesterday we had shopping hours. Didn't know we were going to get 3 boxes of inventory. We're taking pictures during shopping hours because we had that pop-up last night and we needed to make sure we got them on there for. And people were having to go around us taking pictures. And we just told them sorry. And they were totally fine with it. They loved it. They got to see the fresh new inventory first. So those are the differences. I saw somebody asked between those, but.
Another great thing to do with your open houses is we look at our calendar a month out and we figure out, when we can have our open houses, and we make like a little flyer on Canva or whatever, and we post it on our page. We've even printed them out and handed them out and hung them out up in places one time. These are our open houses this month. So these are the times that you can come shop. And that just helps people plan in advance. Like, I can't make to this one, but they have one next week that I can.
Yes. Sorry, our boys are in the other room, and I just want to keep checking on them, make sure they're not swallowing anything or hitting each other. But yeah, so that's everything that I think we had prepared to share with y'all.
Something to add. Do y'all do? I've heard of this, and then I did it with my vendor event. Is like the next day I scheduled an open house so that at the vendor event I could say, I don't have all my clothes here. Like, here's a flyer for my open house. Make sure you come. That had my address on it, obviously, but make sure you come. You can check out all the clothes, all my inventory. Or if you don't want to try on these clothes in a porta potty, which is the only thing available, like you can come to my home,
Yeah, we definitely plan to do stuff like that with our future vendor events. We didn't do that with one of our vendor events, but what we did is we followed up with an email with them because that vendor event, people were from all over, like different states, to be honest.
It was an hour from us.
Yeah, and it was an hour from us. So, but, so
we did the raffle with them, and we got their information, then we emailed all of them.
Yeah, we used the MailChimp, and we emailed them a special email saying it was nice meeting you at this vendor event. You know, from meeting y'all, we want to give you some type of promo to come shop with us, and they're shopping with us online. You know, the people that are local will then ask, can I come to your house? And we've actually had one or two say that. So,
can you do a raffle with vendor event people? Like, do you draw that on your page live, and they have to be there, or how do you do a vendor event raffle?
We just let them know.
Yeah, we let them know so-and-so won, and we'll email them or message them on Facebook, but yeah.
Awesome.
A lot of times with our raffles, we're just saying, you won, and so we'll put it in our spreadsheet, but we're leaving it up to them to remind us that they have a discount.
Yeah. Hey, real briefly, because we talked about like all these things that y'all do, and because y'all are awesome at it, and new at it, which is crazy. You've been doing this for 2 months. You've had over 12,000 in sales for both those months. Tell us, like, we want to know, you do all this stuff. What's your goal for in-home pop-ups? What do you normally get for in-home pop-ups? Do you actually sell stuff at vendor events? So give us the numbers to legitimize, okay, these two girls are actually they're actually doing it. We didn't just like make this stuff up.
Yeah, so our goal is to try and sell ourselves to be 500 at every pop-up. I would say, you know, some pop-ups we sell 1,000, 1,200, 1,500. Some we sell $450 dollars. But I would say average is probably 600, 700, and we always aim for 500 because when we look at our calendar and our goal is 12,000, if we have 3 a week and 500, you know, if you do the math, that's why that's 500 is our goal.
Yeah, and I will say, so in the beginning, we had this one awesome pop-up where we sold like $1,500 worth, and then we had another one, we sold another 1,000, and we were so excited. We're like, we need to do this at every pop-up. And then we were getting discouraged when the next 3, we were only doing 500 or 700. We're like, we're not getting 1,000. And so that's, for our personalities, that made it discouraging for us, and I didn't want to be discouraged going to in-home pop-ups. I didn't want to be like, I'm doing all this work and only making this. So for my personality to aim for 500, I feel pleased with, and then if I get way more than that, then I am like, I'm on cloud 9. But, you know, so that's why we had to change it. Whereas our husbands, on the other hand, are like, no, you need to aim for 1,000. And we're like, but that's discouraging when you don't get it, and you're away from y'all for 4 hours. Like, so you got to figure out what works for you and your personality. For our personalities, it's better for us to aim for 5 and really shoot for that because we know that that's an attainable goal. And then if we get more, great.
Yeah. And then with the vendor events, our main goal is just to get our name out there and to get people to come shop with us in the future. If we make any sales at those, we're just like, that's a plus.
Yeah. And I would say with onlines right now, we're still growing there. And I think that's going to be something long-term for us, that we're, after people know their sizes and are familiar with LuLaRoe, which it's getting lightweight around here. So then I think online pop-ups will do better, and we'll be able to have a goal financially wise. But right now our goal is just to get people to join our group and to get them shopping. So those have been our goals right now. So
awesome. Y'all, there's so many people out there who are saying, I've either never heard of LuLaRoe. I mean, people are wondering, is it oversaturated? I think we had about, 6,000? I'm going to butcher this number. 6,000 consultants in December. That was 2.5 years into the business of LuLaRoe. Now we are in almost 3.5 years. So at 2.5 years, it was 6,000. Almost a year later, 8 months later, it's 25,000, more than 25,000 consultants. People are saying too many consultants. There's still so many people. What is it?
35,000.
35,000 people, and people who are over. And the Kristen says over 40,000. People are saying like it's saturated. I think if you are going to stick in online, if you're going to join LuLaRoe, be a consultant, and focus on online sales only, yes, it's oversaturated because there's so many people out there who are saying, I've either never heard of LuLaRoe, which is awesome, go tell them about LuLaRoe, or I had a lot of people say, oh, LuLaRoe, I've heard of this, like I've never tried on. Get those people to try on the clothes. So I'm excited about all of us. Patrick said 40,000 on Tuesday. Wow.
Oh, good. Thank you.
So y'all, let's get out there and do more in-home. Stevie, Paige, thank you so much for what y'all did. I took so many notes, and I'm excited about it. And then I'll post this on our page and on YouTube, and y'all can share it on your YouTube page, and we'll share the LuLaRoe love. Hey, don't forget, we would love to know if y'all could send us the kind of like your things you post on Facebook event, like leading up to it. They're anticipating 80,000 consultants by the end of the year. Wow. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much.